Known for being the big man on Gutfeld, Tyrus has a pretty interesting career trajectory, coming from the wrestling ring to becoming a panelist in one of the leading late-night TV shows today. For the big man with even bigger opinions, he fit just right in. But despite being in the spotlight, Tyrus tends to keep his personal life on the down low. But not today. For today, we're finally getting a glimpse of the woman who captured his heart. Just who is she, and how did she bag this WWE veteran? Let's take a look at why she's the perfect partner for a man like Tyrus. Before he became the man that he is today, Tyrus was born on February 21st, 1973, as George Timothy Murdoch in Boston, Massachusetts. Back then, living as a biracial individual was pretty tough, given how Murdoch and his brother were not welcomed in their mother's home because they were part black. They eventually managed to live together, but this incident deeply imprinted on him, making him obsessed with changing his skin color. Given his build, it didn't come as a surprise that Murdoch played college football for the Lopers while he was attending the University of Nebraska at Kearney, hoping to become a teacher. Unfortunately, he had to give up his football career after surgery to remove his ruptured appendix, severed the nerve endings in his leg. As a result, Murdoch walks with a limp from then on. In the early 2000s, he explored the world of professional wrestling and signed a contract with World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, in 2006 and was assigned to Deep South Wrestling DSW. Here, he adopted the persona of G. Rilla, who has a street thug gimmick, and kept working under DSW until he was released from his contract in 2008. After his stint with DSW, Murdoch took a 2-year break before returning to the ring again. In January 2010, he signed with WWE again, but this time he took the name of Brodus Clay, which is actually a play on rapper Snoop Dogg's real name. Did you know Murdoch actually worked as the rapper's bodyguard? And for your information, Snoop Dogg's real name is Calvin Cortazar Broadus. But back to Murdoch. He became part of WWE's TV program NXT's 4th season. He made his in-ring debut in December of the same year, partnering with Ted DiBiase to beat Byron Saxton. In the season finale, he ended up in 2nd place after suffering a loss to Curtis. Shortly after this, Murdoch maintained his Clay persona, debuting as Alberto Del Rio's imposing bodyguard. Come 2012, he ditched his Brodus Clay persona and took on a new one, the Funkasaurus. This became his most popular WWE character and, as the name suggests, is a fun-loving and funk-dancing face. This time, he also has his own backup dancers called the Funkadactyls, maintaining this Funkasaurus streak for quite a while. 2 years later, he wrapped up this gimmick and was released from his contract in June 2014. If you think he's done getting down on the ring that year, he's not. In the same year, Murdoch made his debut at Total Nonstop Action, TNA Wrestling, now known as Impact Wrestling. He shed the persona of the Funkasaurus and took on the name of Tyrus, siding with Ethan Carter III, aka EC3. From here, Murdoch, now Tyrus, had several alliances with other wrestlers and even worked as a fixer for hire before leaving in 2018. The next few years of Murdoch's wrestling life turned out to be his swan song in the industry, and you could say he went all out in these last 2 years. In 2021, Murdoch finally joined the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, where he quickly dominated the scene. Soon, he was hailed as the NWA World Television Champion in August of the same year. He successfully defended the title several times before pursuing the world title, thus voluntarily vacating the champion's seat by using the Lucky 7 rule. The following year, he claimed NWA's World Heavyweight Championship after defeating Trevor Murdoch and Matt Cardona at the NWA Hard Times 3 in November 2022. This became Murdoch's primary title and his first world championship. He didn't stay in the game too long and lost the heavyweight champion title to EC3, his former ally, at the 75th anniversary show in August 2023 in a bull rope match. This event marked his retirement, as the match had a stipulation that if he lost, he would be forced to retire, thus ending his professional wrestling career. Still, he said goodbye and thanked both his family and fans in the end. His wrestling career was a key factor that helped him put his name out, catching the attention of Fox News host Greg Gutfeld. In November 2016, the latter invited the former pro wrestler on the Greg Gutfeld show as a guest commentator. Murdoch did pretty well on his first appearance, and Gutfeld offered to have him back on the show bi-monthly using his stage name, Tyrus. From there, Murdoch's exposure grew in the industry, and soon he found himself making several guest appearances on different programs on the Fox News channel. It came to a point that Murdoch was even referred to as Gutfeld's massive sidekick because of how frequently the two worked together. On top of being a panelist on Gutfeld, Murdoch was also a contributor on The Daily Briefing, hosted by Fox News' Dana Perino. He was a regular face on Fox News, hosting UNPC, and was the one to premiere Fox Nation's Nuff Said. In 2023, he also hosted the premiere episode of Fox News Saturday Night, and the following year, he kick-started Maintaining with Tyrus, a new series for the streaming platform Outkick. Being the busy bee that he is, how did the man manage to find the love of his life? Keep watching to find out. While Murdoch is big and intimidating, his wife, Ingrid Rink, is the opposite of him, slim and fit. Don't let her good looks deceive you, because she's also quite the accomplished individual. Ingrid Rink was born on April 24, 1981, and like her husband, she was also born in the United States. Growing up, she was raised in a family that was fairly supportive of her entrepreneurial spirit, which is why she has always been business-minded ever since she was young. What's more, she also developed a keen interest in fitness, which was exactly what fueled her career path. She was a high school graduate, but unlike most of her peers, she didn't enroll at college and decided to pursue a career in fitness. She was only 15 when she enrolled in her first fitness class, and it was a pivotal moment for her life. It solidified her desire to work in the fitness and health industry. The following year, she started teaching fitness classes on her own, which greatly contributed to exploring other career ventures in the long run. Her dedication earned her multiple certificates, proof that she is practiced and knowledgeable in fitness discipline. As a fitness expert, she has extensive knowledge and experience in helping individuals achieve the healthiest they've ever been, whether it be muscle gain, weight loss, fitness training, or the like. Instead of taking up college, Rink decided to go with her gut and make a business out of her passion. Her investment in practical knowledge and skills paved the way to the founding of the Rink Routine, her fitness brand, which focuses on a holistic lifestyle. In a guest appearance on Ask Dr. Andrew in 2022, she revealed that her Rink Routine is a routine of your day. What you do every single day and what you practice is the outcome of your life, the fitness expert said, which is a testament to her discipline and commitment. However, last year, she announced to the world via her Instagram page that she no longer wishes to call it Rink Routine, revealing how she doesn't ever want to be attached to a rink again in life. She opened up about how she couldn't keep building a brand with a name she hated, which was why she took some time off to contemplate. In the end, she says she missed teaching, leading, and choreographing, asking her followers for possible names for her brand rename. It's no surprise that she chose a fitness career, given how she grew up with an affinity for the industry, but you'd be surprised that the founding of her other business is rooted in a deeply personal cause. Her other successful business is Sensible Meals, her meal prep company, which helps people become more mindful about their nutrition and food consumption. Established over a decade ago, she founded Sensible Meals because of her son, Rock, from a previous marriage, who was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. She shared the story in an interview with Sophisticated Woman back in 2018 about how her friends saw the impressive results of the portion-controlled meals she made for her son. Naturally, they also wanted to try it for themselves and have her replicate his meals for them, and the business took off ever since then. When it comes to business, it's always trial and error, and it's something she also has experienced. Still, it didn't stop her from developing her meals better each time. I didn't always have the right tools, but I have genuine passion and love for what I do and the people I interact with, she said. I want to show my kids that if you have passion and drive, you can do anything. Ingrid Murdoch is also the mother of their son Rhett and 2 other children the wrestler had with his former spouse. Both Murdoch and his wife are private individuals, despite being public figures. For as far as anyone knew, the couple had been together as far back as 2014, before Murdoch popped the big question in 2020. Murdoch sang praises for his wife when he shared news of their engagement, saying she is his everything and that she deserves the world. He presented her with a beautiful emerald engagement ring, but it took 4 more years before the two finally tied the knot in January 2024. According to the Clark County Clerk documents, the two registered their marriage license on January 6, 2024, despite him calling her his wife for many years. The couple is supportive of each other's careers, showing up at various events to provide support. When Murdoch was honored as King of Mardi Gras in 2022 by the New Orleans-based organization Crew of Orpheus, his wife, Ingrid Murdoch, was right there by his side. Other times, fans spot them in concerts. Many saw them at the Smashing Pumpkins New Orleans concert. Right after, Mrs. Murdoch shared on her Instagram account how her husband met a lot of fans. She's happy with the interaction, but admitted that it makes it hard for date nights and quality time. She also accompanied him on his 2022 book tour, Just Tyrus, a memoir, as well as his What It Is comedy tour of the same year. Ingrid Murdoch also remains faithful to their vow of through thick and thin, especially when hard times befall them. Back in 2019, Murdoch faced a sexual harassment lawsuit from Britt McHenry, his former co-host at Fox News. Britt accused him of allegedly sending a series of lewd text messages. Fox News claimed they investigated the incident and resolved it, but reports came in that McHenry filed a lawsuit on December 10, 2019, against both Murdoch and Fox News. The case was then dismissed with an undisclosed settlement 2 years later, though McHenry claimed that she lost the phone that contained all the lewd messages Murdoch allegedly sent her. This even directly affected Murdoch's family, causing them stress, and in December 2022, his wife made a comment on the whole fiasco. "The trauma my family has endured this past year is too much to even share," she wrote. "But one thing that happened is my husband became an even stronger leader for his family. Every time he saw me fading, he sent me with our princess to find some magical healing." If you think Ingrid Murdoch already has her hands full with her job, husband, and being a mother, wait until you hear what other things she's been put in charge of at home. As we've said before, Murdoch has been calling his partner his wife since forever ago. He even called her the queen of his tiny wild kingdom, which he liked to call his Tyrus-zilla zoo. If you think the big man only has a dog or a cat for a pet, you're dead wrong. The former WWE wrestler boasts several animals in their home, which include exotic fish, snakes, lizards, turtles, and even chameleons. Ingrid Murdoch shared her initial thoughts during the segment, saying how she disliked animals and reptiles, but for the man she loves, she's willing to go the distance and has just adopted a certain mindset. "I think it was just that I disliked the people more so than the animals," she openly admitted, despite not being into animals, she decided to take the initiative and became their home's animal curator. Thanks to her, there were significant improvements in their pets' living conditions. For one, she had sounds of rain and thunder playing at night to encourage animal mating, saying she learned about it online. Plus, she realized later on that taking care of the animals isn't so exhausting, joking about how she just bossed everyone around and got the work done. She's got a couple of hands to do the work for her, which includes their children. Their daughter Georgie is in charge of playing with and bathing the animals. Her son Rhett is in charge of the dirty work and physical labor, while his girlfriend ensures that the enclosures, tanks, and cages are well kept. As for her husband, he's just thrilled at her managerial skills, citing that his health is 1000% better because she is doing a great job caring for their pets while also caring for his mental health. With all that said, we can all conclude that Ingrid Murdoch is quite the superwoman. We mentioned earlier that the couple has a daughter together, plus a couple of other kids from their previous partners. So, who are they? Let's start with Georgie Rose. She is their shared child, who they welcomed on May 7th, 2014. She was named after Murdoch and was raised in Louisiana before the family moved to New Jersey just last year. She also inherited her father's sports genes and has taken up horse riding. She even has her own horse named Roosevelt, nicknamed Teddy, which they got in 2024. In June 2024, she took part in her first horse riding competition and emerged victorious. Besides horse riding, Georgie is also into soccer, while Murdoch's other children have different sports of their own. His son plays travel baseball, while his other daughter has taken a liking to golf. Before Georgie, Murdoch also had several children from his ex-partners, 2 daughters and a son. His son, whom he affectionately calls Kakarot on Instagram, had just turned 13 last year. Both his daughters, who were born in June and December of 2011, are 14 on the other hand. All outspoken about his opinions, Murdoch likes to keep a tight lip when it comes to family matters, especially about his kids. In his autobiography, he steered clear of mentioning his kids, saying that it's their stories to tell. He's also well aware that his kids may have questions or get angry at him later on in life, but as a father, he decided he would explain all of it to them when they get older. Although he did point out that he didn't experience good parenting from his folks when he was younger, the former wrestler says that's not an excuse for the choices he made back then. Murdoch does his best to visit them whenever he can and admits how painful goodbyes are to him, saying he misses them every time. On the other hand, his wife, Ingrid Murdoch, has 2 sons, namely Rhett and Rock, whom Murdoch also cares for. Although he likes to keep them away from the prying eyes of the media, Murdoch still brings his children to one of his stand-up comedies. When he retired from wrestling in 2023, he did so with a light heart, since he had also expressed a desire to be with his children more. He revealed on the Sage Steele show how he talked to his children one time, asking if they wanted him to attend their games or have him continue wrestling instead. My kids looked me dead in the face and said, "No, we want you at the games." And that was the end of that. Murdoch gladly gave up wrestling, and lucky for him, the opportunity for him to do so came readily. Like most parents, Murdoch admits that he's still learning to be a father, but what he promises is to always be there for his children. As a father, he also takes pride that his children learn a lesson faster than he did and that his daughters are just smarter than him. When he appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored last year, he opened up about how one of his children is part of the LGBT community and, specifically, trans. He said that his child is growing and going through therapy, stating that he'll be there for her in whatever she wants. Whatever she wants at the end of the day, When she's old enough to make that decision, I'll be there with her, Murdoch said of his daughter, or him, or they, or whatever my child wants to be.